Hi, race fans. We're here tonight. Charlotte, that's right, my back door here. And ought to be a good one here for the Clean Racing League tonight, presented by Ghost Athletics and CRL Podcast. And as we see CRL Podcast, it's Caleb right there doing his best slide job imitation. Well, qualifying's underway. We'll see who actually puts this thing on pole here tonight. Right now, Jordan Trask looks like the man. It's been pretty good so far this season. Looking to try to put him a win in the record books. But, Matt, I like Charlotte. It was it actually on iRacing, it was the second track that I ever got a win at.
Yes, sir. Same for me. Street Stock Series is my first win here. But this ain't no street stock tonight. This is a mean, hungry race truck. And this track is a ton of fun. 2x2, plenty of lanes to move. And not only that, but the new aero package, I'm sure it's going to be slick as well.
Yeah, and you just mentioned that right there, but a 2x2, most notably with this track, you know, you get a little bit slick with the pushy style feeling coming out of turn 4, which we'll see throughout the race. Momentum plays a huge factor here at this track, and unfortunately, there's one of these tracks where I think track position might come into play over, you know, the tires and whatnot. But it's had to see, like you mentioned, the new aero package, and man, look who just jumped up top spot, Parker Collins, who has been on a roll as of late. I mean, that guy, he's been winning a lot for the Only Dad's crew down there, and right now looks to put it on pole again tonight.
Yes, sir. The Only Dad's group getting after it, man. I know I had to step away for 2 weeks, but I'm back and I'm ready for clean to go here. Who's your pick to go to victory lane at Charlotte?
Hard to pick against some top guys like Parker Collins, but you know, there's an explosive field here, and oh man, never mind. Look, boy, Abraham Ghost. I mean, you know, that's another. Like I just said, it's anybody's ball game, and Abraham Ghost, who I mean, has just had a season of another. Well, he just come up here and eclipsed one of probably the top guys in the series, Parker Collins, for the pole. And I always call him a Ghost out there because you can't see him. And right now, they didn't see that one coming for him putting it on pole. And I think that's pretty much gonna probably hold here tonight. But yeah, I don't know, man, there's so much talent out here. I mean, to pick one, again, it's tough against Parker Collins. You know, you still got Joshua Altus. I'm going to say Joshua Altus. I don't want to see if he's out there. But, you know, Lane Hossler, the defending series champion, who's won the championship the last 2 seasons. You know, you got Ross Tatum there, Mike Kelly. Man, that's a tough one. I'm not sure.
It's tough, man, but it's going to be a showdown in Charlotte. And like you said, this is about like DraftKings and real life trying to bet at Daytona. You have no clue.
Especially on a track like this.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I mean, you know, Daytona, Talladega, like I said, it's a crapshoot on what you get. Even at a track like this, you would think, well, there's one guy that might have a pure advantage. Not really, because track position and the momentum plays such a huge factor here. This one, it's almost like the Atlanta race I did last night. It's almost, and in real life Atlanta, it's almost like a mini plate style race. It's really a gamble there too.
Yeah, man, anytime you climb a truck, these guys know they got an opportunity at it to get out there and go after it, and you really never know. When you've got 30-some trucks out here, you talk about the charter entries here every week, and you just don't know, right? You have no idea if somebody's willing to come up there and steal it away from someone else. You just never know.
And, you know, the variable that you put in there, too, is the pit strategy also. You know, that's one of the things here. A lot of these guys can go, if it goes green flag, and we've had a number of races that have went some green flags, some of them not so much, and right there you can see the looseness coming out of the turn, we'll probably see all night, but I mean, that variable of the pit strategy too, and just right off the top of my head, Joshua Altus, one of the wildest to do pit strategies out here, who definitely knows how to save fuel. And if you remember this past Daytona race here, start the season, came into a fuel mileage race, and Joshua Altus won that thing by saving fuel at a plate track, man. So he knows how to get that done. So when I think about pit strategies, I think about him a lot, just by seeing him over the years. So yeah, you can be the baddest, fastest dude out here, but on this track, I think you got to look at that pit strategy also.
Yeah, you got to think about it, what you got going on, and how hard it's going to be. Tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight.
Yeah, I think so. And what we got here, you mentioned the charters there. Yes, there's charters all the way, actually 41 drivers. And we're close to about, we still 38. I mean, we saw a stacked field. A couple drivers left to go, but I'm going to tell you what, I think, man, Abrams got this one pretty much safe in the bank up top here. We'll see if we can't get him. He does have his mic off. We'll see if I can't get a word in with him. Oh, he turned it back on for me. All right. He knows. Bring him up here and get the word with him. Man, turn your mic back on a minute. Ghost, Joy and Boozy got a copy.
Yeah, I got a copy.
Man, look, I always say week in and week out, the Ghost men, they can't see it. They didn't see that one coming. I saw Parker Collins on top. Next thing I know, boom, here come Abram. And I was like, yeah, that was just out of nowhere. But, man, how you feeling tonight sitting on pole?
I mean, I feel good. I get usually one a season. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna do my best. I mean, you know how tough this field is and how hard it is to win here. But, yeah, right now I'm feeling great.
Well, I got to ask on this track, it's notorious for a track position, and obviously being out front is the track position, but momentum plays a factor. You can be a little bit too conservative here and actually lose a lot of ground. So you got to find that balance. How you feeling about your balance tonight?
I feel like the truck balance is really good. Like, for me, I feel weaker on the shorter run. So, I don't know where that came from, but in traffic, it's a lot different. But, hey, I'm going to try to keep it up front. We'll see.
Well, man, I tell you what, like you just said, we won't see you. Your name is Ghost, and they won't see it coming if you take them out, man. Good luck out there, though.
Hey, I appreciate it, Joe. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
Getting back down there. Well, I tell you what, man, I say Ghost's a good guy out there. He does some good things here, Matt, man. He's been a long-time supporter of the league. He actually is the primary sponsor with Ghost Athletics, and obviously Caleb and them running the CRL podcast. But Ghost Athletics has been a long-time supporter here of the league, and it's a great organization that he runs. He is a retired police officer. I got a chance to talk to him several months ago as we're getting set to grid up here. Real quick, he retired police officer, and he works with kids that it's like a flag football type of thing and sports athletics and whatnot. So really kind of cool what he does there. But man, tonight it's gonna be a cool one. He's setting it on pole. Let's see, man, what we have got out here as Abram Ghost, the man up front. Parker Collins going to start there in second. Ricky Harden is going to sit in third. We're starting at Jordan Trask starting fourth. Ross Tatum there in fifth. Jacob Grant up in sixth. Eric Anderson starting seventh. Got Mike Kelly in eighth. Matthew Dyer there in ninth. Darian Staff in 10th. Logan Brecky starting in 11th. Got Joshua Walter starting 12th. Justin Curtis, he's there in the 13th. Swinging on back here to the 14th place spot. We've got Steve Gerber. Matthew Gilliam there in the 15th, Bobby Mantle 16th, Austin Coop 17th, Lane Hostler in 18th, Evan Kinney 19th, Scott Simley in the 20th, Jonathan Gaston, in 21st, Dusty Martin there in 22nd, Bob Stevens starting 23rd, and in the 24th spot, we got Caleb Smith, Danny White 25th, Andy Cork 26th, Justin Carey there in the 27th, Old Fred sitting there in the 28th, Jeremy Moyer, he's in 29th, Daniel Miller 30th, Joshua Gillian sitting there in the 31st, Joe Spinelli sitting 32nd. Jamie LaRock 33rd. Mike Howard in 34th. We got Nathan Brown 35th. Chris Smith 36th. David Persiski 37th. And Jason Higginbotham, I hope I said that right, sitting in the 38th spot. But, man, what a good field it's going to be here tonight between these guys. And you just heard right there talking with Ghost. Again, didn't see that one. I don't think they never saw it. He came up there and stole that from him.
He stole it, took it away, hit the 3 count, and ran out the ring with the money in the bank.
That's what I'm talking about. hit him and ran. But I mean, it's like what he said on the long run. The problem with this track, though, is you have your conservative drivers and you have your really aggressive drivers. I think this track really favors a little more of what you call aggressive conservative. You've got to have that fine line of being aggressive, but the fine line of being conservative. You don't want to be too conservative because you will fall back very quick. And trying to gain on this track is very difficult. It has that slight auto club effect to it. But on these restarts, you're going to see being very aggressive. You know, maybe some guys trying to do moves. That's where the cautions come out, because you know, as the tires start to wear, as the laps wind out, longer the green flag is, they will get single file here. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of 2x2 side-by-side racing, but you know, ultimately the tires will, you know, finagle out. The problem with it is by the time they get to that to the pits, the guy that might be falling off the pace, and if you've actually saved a little bit, and by the time you're actually catching him, well, guess what? He's going back in pits, getting new tires, and it's just a cycle back all over again. So, lights off on the pace car. Here we go. Been set for the green flag here tonight at Charlotte. They're 2x2. Abraham Ghost out front. Parker Collins there. Pace car's in. And we are green flag racing at Charlotte. Clean racing lead.
Let's go. Let's get it going here, Joe. 2x2 into one. Jordan able to run with Ross. What a start there, and those start to try to break away just a little bit there.
Yeah, and you can see Ghostman trying to fight back there on the inside of Parker Collins. And, you know, the new aero package is kind of a little unsure. We'll have to see what these trucks can do. But here's what you're looking at, side-by-side, 2x2 early on. They feel good. You got new tires. You want to try to get everything you possibly can, because you see where that momentum is on the high side there of Collins. He just lost it, and Ghost is able to take it away. But like we all say, there's a hornet's nest around about 10th place spot always.
About 10th place spot and boogieing right on down, bro. Into turn one. Everybody trying to find running room, Joe, and they're looking all over the place to do it.
Yeah, they are. Mike Kelly's sitting right there, man, along with him. Joshua Walters, too. He's trying to come through the field. Meanwhile, Parker Collins able to get around Ghost, take it out there in the front side. Ghost looking a little strong. Here comes Kelly to the outside, and they're still 2x2 all the way stretched back. And the Dusty Martin fans out there, I see. Dan's always got a fan club. Where's he at right now? He's back here 21st, trying to see if he can't come through the field.
Trying to sneak his way through that field is, as you can see, still early on, starting to get a little spread out front, Joe. 2x2 deeper in the back, around 13th and 12th. Yeah. But how long do these feel good stay good for?
Man, you know, I used to know I'm going to give an estimate around 15 to 18 laps is when you're going to really start seeing, oh man, you know, okay, now I start feeling the truck trying to get a little bit loose on me, trying to get a little tight coming out of the turn and whatnot. You know, early on, like I said, for probably about the first, actually almost about the first 10 laps, you can almost leave it wide open going around this track. And that's why you see stuff like this 3 wide going on here around about 10th place spot, 2 wide. It's because you're able to make moves, you're able to make passes, you feel great, the tires are holding really strong. The problem is, though, if you're too over-aggressive, you're going to have a hard time. You can burn those things up really, really quick at a track like this, and then really suffer later on in the run. So you've got to be able to know how to manage it. And, you know, perfect example is this up here up front right now. You got 2 of the best here, Parker Collins and Ross Tatum. Ross Tatum is a 2-time champion here in the series. Almost won it, three-peat there. So you got Ghost up here, and you can just see kind of how they're going back and forth with each other. You know, one's leading for a little bit, and the next one there slips and coming up our lead, and that's kind of Charlotte in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's the way this kind of game works. It's like a big slinky sometimes with guys making mistakes.
And you can see right here, I mean, now the more that they stay side by side, I mean, you're going to chew up some tires. Yeah, you want to race, you want to get that position, but you don't want to stay there too long. Ghost, he said he's going to have a good long run truck. He could just be sitting there just riding and say, hey guys, use up your stuff. I'll catch you on the long run here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you can do that, that'll work, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and I'm trying to think. I mean, on the track like this, It's a double-edged sword, man. I'm gonna tell you, it really is, because you want to be patient, but the problem is if you're just that over-patient, you're just not going to be able to make up that pass. It's going to be eventually very tough to pass here if we get a long enough green flag. Now, caution, that's a whole different ballgame. We'll be aggressive all day long. Mike Kelly here is probably the biggest mover, but as the closer he gets to the front, you're going to see him kind of there, along with Darian Staff. Now, Darian Staff, very interesting, man, Matt. The last several weeks, that guy's come through the field. He's not won, but he's been close, and I think it's coming for him. That's a guy right there to keep an eye on, because his qualifyings have not been the best. This is probably the best qualifying he's had. He's up 5 spots, but yeah, I'd watch out. He's been fast.
He has been quick as lightning, and will it work out tonight? It just may. It's so much fun as always here, Joe, as we see these guys work through what they need to do.
Yeah, right now this is typical Charlotte. Early on, side by side, try to get everything. That's why I said you'll see a lot of aggressiveness on those starts. A lot of 2x2, a lot of 3 wide, a lot of guys trying to pass, because it's just because of this right here. Single file, yeah. What else you say? It's single file. It's tough. The tires are neutralizing, and you just can't make those moves anymore. And even Darian Staff here, look how hard it is to pass. He might be a touch faster than Ghost, but it's still taking him, a lap to get around him.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit, man. He's going to have to figure this out. It takes time, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Even there, he could have burned up the tires a little bit, just kind of coming through the front. Starting to get a little loose there, too, you see. So, yeah, he could have used up some of those tires trying to get to that position where he's at, which could hurt him in the long run. Looks like Ghost is a little bit tight going through the turn. You said things walking up the track.
Yeah, man, it's going to be absolutely insane. It takes time. Tires wear. Ghost there. And I tell you what, if there's something I'm seeing here, Joe, these trucks aren't moving around as much as I thought they would.
No, they're pretty stable. They're pretty dead on. There's not going to be a lot of moving around, unless you're just kind of jerking at the wheel and so forth and so on. You can see right there, Darian Staff. I think he's used up some of the tires trying to get up to the position he is. Easy to do on a track like this. You're starting to see that truck right now going into the turn. Watch him as he goes into turn 1 right now. He's able to plant it down on the inside right there. It looks pretty good, but then he got a little loose coming off there on turn 2. That rear end starting to maybe slide a little bit. See what he does in 3. He should get a little. All the trucks will get a little, tight going into turn out of turn 4. That's just notorious for Charlotte. In any of the trucks, and you'll see, they're going to wash up the track a little bit, but it looks like it's kind of just neutralized out. And Tatum, Collins, Staff, Kelly, and even Joshua Altus, a new paint job out there too.
A very, very new paint scheme. And what do you think about these newer paint schemes, man?
I like it. They look pretty good. Looks like Staff's got one, Altus got one. Grant might have one out there. Good to see Jacob Grant back in here. Ricky Hardin has been another one who's been on a good tear here so far. Yeah, he's had a great season so far. He got to go back around his 10th place spot, but 10th place always exciting. There's always something going on around 10th place spot.
That seems to be our golden number this year. That's Evan Kinney, Jordan Trask, Steven there. Oh, hello. Car way below the bottom, 3 wide. He'll gather it up, but that was Trask. Yeah, they got it down there. That beautiful red and black paint scheme, Joe. Good looking race truck there on board that machine. Man, he recovered well. He didn't lose the truck. That could have been a lot worse, Joe, if he hadn't gathered that truck up. So I wonder here, as he recovers, there'll be 2x2 in front of him. You got to take a breath. You got to get back at it. There's the 16 of Steve. Steve's going to go to the top. He's got Curtis underneath. Curtis going to just about get clear as it's a scramble Trask still free falling on the bottom as well. Austin Coop right there in the mix behind Mr. Jordan. And then Matthew Dyer right there in the mix as well. All in there 2x2, like the animal's going to Noah's Ark.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, and Austin Coop right there, good to see him out here in the trucks. I mean, he's defending series champ in the ARCA series on the Wednesday night here at Clean Racing League. So good to see him out here in the trucks. Matthew Dyer, but yeah, this 10th place all the way back to around 14th place spot. That's where it's a hot seat at right now. And we did have a pass for the lead. Parker Collins finally got around Ross Tatum up here in the front. And so that's kind of the passage you'll see. They'll be single file for a while, and then boom. And talk about Darian Staff. Yeah, I think he's used up a lot of those tires. And here comes a man who knows how to be very patient on long runs. Joshua Alta spoke about him earlier on. So start to see what he can do here. But yeah, back here, yeah, this is the mess, man. You got Brecky, Gerber, and it's where you got to be patient as a driver too, man. I mean, you don't want to overdrive this truck. You don't want to use it up too much, but you'd love to, man, to get out of this thing and go single file.
You don't want to step in. You don't want to step in it, do you?
No, you want to go. You'd love to get out there and get single file, get away, man. Start getting your own groove. And see Lane Hostler up on the top side. You start to see these trucks get a little loose now.
Yeah, those trucks will get just a little bit free, but hanging on, doing the best they can. I mean, I'm enjoying this so far, man.
I mean, strategy comes in a huge factor here on these races a lot of times. And you can see right now, Alta's up 9 spots. Darian Staff, this is a perfect example of what we talked about earlier. You can come through the field and you can over-abuse your tires, and I think that's what he did to get up to that 3rd, 4th place spot. Now it's starting to show his little weary head a little bit and hurt him some. Altus, though, was a little bit more patient coming through the field. Now he's able to get up here. See if he can do anything, man, to Parker Collins, because, Josh Walters right now, he's got the points lead. Still a little early in that one, but he has won back-to-back, I believe it was, at the beginning of the season. And, so he's had a heck of a season so far, and he's been very consistent.
He's been consistent. He's been hanging on, and he's doing great 2x2 behind them. There they stand, hanging on. There's Lane Jordan, and I tell you what, consistency is key. But as you can see, you got Collins holding that lead. You got Joshua, everybody up front. Your point, consistency.
It is. I mean, and that's the thing. Can you hit your marks lap after lap? You're seeing the guys right now. Grant, Ricky Harding, who did not come through the field early on when the restart happened, and now they're starting to come through the field. Tells me that they were saving just a little bit and just enough. Remember, I said that I use that word a lot. A lot of these guys love to want to use it. It's aggressive conservative. I mean, so you've got to have that fine line of being aggressive, fine line of being conservative on the starts. And I think you're starting to see the guys who were.
I think you're starting to see these guys really put together a well of a run. As you got Ross, you got Altus, you got Collins. And again, what about fuel and tires, Joe? We're getting deep into this, a little bit deep into this run right now.
I always look at it and, just
we got trucks in the wall, Joe. Battling right there. It was Darian. He got up the hill.
Yeah, that's
squeezed
tight.
the truck in the fence.
That's what, remember what I was talking about earlier there?
Contact.
Remember I told you about earlier about, Darian? Remember how his truck, man, was getting a little tight? That's the feeling that he's getting right there. And then Mike Kelly in the middle there, somewhere, that's not where he wants to be. Not yet. He's probably, his best bet's either, back out, get out of there, and do the fight another day.
Man, that's like being the cheese in a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
It's slightly overfried.
You're in line. You talk about fuel, it's at 80%. So they got 4 sets of tires. Obviously, that's not going to come into a factor tonight unless there's just a huge amount of caution. But you mentioned earlier about fuel. If this thing goes green, we're probably not looking at a fuel stop. If I had to estimate it right off the top of my head, somebody's going to try to just do a one-stop here tonight. Tires, I think, are going to be the huge. A guy like here with Darian Staff, he's hurting right now. Staff has used up those tires. If I'm a betting man, that right front's probably cooking a little bit along with some of them backs. That if that truck's getting awful tight, running up the track a lot on him, he pushed it hard on it early, and you can see right now he's suffering from it. I mean, he's getting a contact in the wall. Guys are just coming around him left and right. So if anything, now he's going to have to be like, okay, I'm going to have to settle down and take what I got. Because you know, and I know, Matt, once you hurt the tires, you can't get them back. It's just a matter of hanging on at that point.
You hang on to the race truck as hard as you can, and you sit there and you go, oh my gosh, why did I do this?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, so, you know, he'll learn from it when he gets in the pits, but he might be the one that has to take a pit a little bit earlier than he would like to. I'm going to tend to a guy. I'll go back up here again. Joshua Altus, you know, right now, he's in a spot where he wants to be. He's got up here in the front. I would look to him, if this thing goes green, him to do one stop. So, you know, one stop right now. Yeah, we're at 26. You're starting to feel the tires. You're starting to feel what your truck's going to do in a very long run. So, what, halfway is 72?
Yeah, man, halfway going to be about that much.
I think they can make that. You probably might see some two-stop guys here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a one-stopper. You know, somebody do try to do a one-stop and whatnot.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But right now, Joe, if I look at this, if you're going to do a one-stop, do you try to pit early with 107 to go? Or excuse me, two-stop, not a one-stop. Do you try to pit early and get the tire advantage here? I know we're still early on, but that could possibly be an ideal.
Right, and that's the thing you got to think about too. If you see you're struggling right here, let's say, you know, we talked about Darren's staff, we talked about some of those, because here in this pack here, they are bunched up. What you're seeing right here, 50 on the next one, you know what I mean? Maybe do it like that. Try the next one on a 50 lapper, and that way that would put him on that last lap or the last pit cycle. So if he went 40 and then he went 50, put him at 90, he would only have roughly about 40 laps, right there on it, which is what he's seeing.
Right there.
Yeah. So he could adjust his driving style a little bit. I think that's a good thing. He could maybe go 45, but if he goes too far, he's going to just keep dropping too much, and you don't want to drop that and lose too much ground to everybody up front. And you want to be able to maintain the best you can.
You gotta maintain.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. I mean, realistically, we're talking about pit strategies. The way it's going right now, I think a lot of guys are on the one-stop strategy, especially maybe guys like Collins, Altus up front. I think that, and just by looking at Joshua Altus, I can already kind of tell you he's just riding. He's not pushing that truck. He's saving. Maybe Ross says so. Those top three guys could just be riding. The guys that are really pushing right now, you know, better on the long runs. You know, you got some guys back here in the back.
Man, you gotta push these trucks. You gotta go.
I'm still gonna stick with the one stop, but I don't think the two stop is out. I think what you mentioned earlier, I think it's still a valuable option to go with. Go a little further on back of the field here, man. Let's go back here around about 26 and look at some of the guys
we all
back
know,
here.
Though,
What's that?
We all know my strategy usually doesn't work out for me when I'm driving, so I don't know why. You know.
Yeah, don't ask me about it. I have to go to the experts out here with you, man. So, well, we got Daniel Miller back here in the back, Bob Stevens, and Justin Carey. We just talked about pit stops. Look at that, Mike Kelly and Danny White. So right there already tells me they're on a two-stop race. I said around lap 40. There you go. So some guys are looking already at the two-stop strategy, Mike Kelly, Danny White. So back here in the back, man, we got some good been heavy hitters, and unfortunately, this is what we talk about with Charlotte. You get marred back here in traffic. It's very hard to come through the field, and so qualifying is really usually a track that's really important. I mean, even guys like Lane Hostler, who the defending series champ. I mean, look at him back here in 20th spot, just not been able to get that truck going. We are seeing some pit stops, though. Steve Gerber, another one coming in. So I got a feeling you're already seeing the two-stop strategy here, Matt. But I still think some guys are going to go with a one-stop. I still think you got the one stop.
Was Matt correct on one? Maybe, possibly.
Yeah, I think, and you know what? And I think a lot of the guys, we talked, and one of them most notably there, Mike Kelly coming in. He was very aggressive coming through the front. I think the next one, Darian Staff really hurt those tires coming through the front. Is very aggressive. But now he knows what that truck's going to do on aggressive. Hey, look, I can come to the front when I push it hard. The problem is I know how long it's going to last, and I better do it with not a lot of laps left. If not, I'm going to be like a rock in water. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the ones maybe come in here soon. He's still got a pretty good pit strategy. Scott Simley's there. Either Let's Go Gillian. All right, Joshua Gillian still back there, 32nd. He's running pretty good. So a few more come in. Dusty Martin on pit road. So few takers are doing that two strategies. I'm still going to say to this guy right here though, Matt. One stop. I feel it. I just.
Yeah, one stop, Jack.
If you asked me earlier, if we were the DraftKings, if we were betting on something, that's usually one thing that I would bet on. If Joshua Altus would take one stop. At 9 times out of 10, unless it's a caution fest or there's a lot of cautions that could mess up this pit strategy. If it's a green flag race, and they've had quite a few of them here, he's going one stop. He's going one. Parker Collins on pit road.
Parker going to come down right here. He'll hit his marks.
Wow.
Just for reference, OSRN is not responsible for any betting. That boss.
Yeah. Don't go out there and try to bet on what I'm saying, because look, I don't even buy it. Darian Staff on pit road. We just talked about that. Also too, so a lot more coming on. If I don't see Altus come on pit road within the next couple laps.
Yeah.
No, he's on. So, you know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna go out on a limb
Lost
here.
down.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and might say I was wrong. On the saying that they could go one stop. It might be a two stop affair here.
Well, I'll tell you what. The
tires could actually be that bad at this place.
Yeah. I have noticed driving these trucks at different racetracks that tire blowouts is becoming a more, well, not blowout per se, but the meatball that goes with that has become a thing.
Yeah, and the fall off of the tires. So as much as talking I was doing up here sounded great, but I was just going off the data that I've known for the past so much from a lot of drivers here. But there again, you mentioned it for the start. New aero package, they've changed a lot on the tires here on iRacing. The tires could be falling off just that much more than what they used to, and it's forcing these guys now to do a two stop here tonight. So, yeah, and we're seeing it. I mean, pretty much the rest of the field coming on pit road. There's only going to be a handful, maybe about six trucks out there that got to come in, maybe 4 that have to come in.
Yeah, just a handful of bananas to come down left here. Jordan right there, and Jordan back on pit road.
Well,
wow, okay.
I tell you, realistically, a 3 stop. Okay. Well, let's look at it. They went 40. They went 40 laps.
40, 80.
Yeah, that.
We've got 93 to go.
I can see what you're saying. Realistically, could be a. By everybody coming in here on the 43 mark, you're going to have to push this thing to at least a 50 lap mark to make it a one more stop.
Yeah, that's gonna be
45, 45. Well, 45 is 80, or actually 90.
Well, if they go 40 laps from here, that'll put them roughly 51 laps to go.
Yeah, but he's saying 3 equals 45. But the problem with the 3:45 is then that's only a 2-stop race.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not 3 stops, but it is 3 segments. Let's get the talk right. Yeah, I see what you're saying out there, by the way.
Yeah. Because that
they're at 80%. They're at 80%. That's what the tanks are running. So that's why. Yeah, they can't go, full blown out here. So 2-tire stop by the 45-45 man. That's what we were talking about earlier. So I was wrong. I was thinking just off about what I've seen in the past. Guys being able to go 1 stop here. Tires 2 coming into play. So hey, it's the one thing about the Clean Racing League. Usually, pit stops and tire management and fuel is one of the number 1 key things at these places. Don't get me wrong, being fast definitely helps. I mean, obviously you see Parker Collins, Mike Kelly, all just know those guys up there, man, speed demons. That definitely helps, but fuel here, I've seen many races won by fuel management.
Fuel management is a huge deal here.
It is, because they go such long green flag runs. Sure, they have races where they, Chris wants to pull his hair out, Smith that is, because it's like, man, caution after caution or something or whatnot. It's just a bad race. But this one right here, as a field, we can have some very good long green flags. And speaking of Chris Smith right here, that's the main man. I call him the boss man. He's the main guy. Took over the helms here at the Clean Racing League and has done an outstanding job over the years. They have the charter system that came into effect about a couple seasons ago. And now it had grown from 33 cars to I think they're like 36, and now it's up to 41 cars of the charter system. They leave about a couple cars open if somebody wants to race their way in week in and week out, and so forth so on. They open up the charter at the end of the seasons for any new people or anybody or a team that wants to sell one or get rid of one, a team to change, et cetera. But he's done an outstanding job. We talked about Ghost out there. Abraham Ghost, who has been a very heck of a supporter here. Sponsor-wise, along with Caleb Smith, CRL Podcast, been one of the main sponsors here too. So, but Chris Smith, man, took over the helms from this man right here, Fred. I love talking about Fred. Fred comes out here. Hey, look, he just comes out here and loves racing. Week in and week out, just loves it. And he did an outstanding job with the Clean Racing League. But he said, you know what? I want to step away as the owner. Handed it over to Chris. Chris said, fine, great. I thank them for allowing me. I've been here a couple of years now and quite a few seasons. Heck, I have to go back and do my own math on when the first one I started. But I have seen so much growth throughout the season. I appreciate you guys allowing me to come up here and broadcast the thing for them. But the guys out here having fun, like Fred, Chris, and most of the other ones. And then you just got the greats. I mean, out here, can't speak enough about any of the drivers you mentioned earlier. Parker Collins, Mike Kelly, so forth. Just all around good racing. And let's go number 29. Where's the 29 at? Who's the 29? You gotta give me some names out here because sometimes the numbers don't match. Is that Justin Curtis?
Yeah. Old Joe's brain and numbers sometimes get you.
Yeah. Well, also too, these guys can have like custom numbers that don't match the ticker sometimes. Huh?
Yep, that's what I'm dealing with over here. Yeah, I'm dealing with that over here right now.
Yeah, sometimes that's happened too. And you see old Curtis right there. He's running an 18th place spot trying to battle. That's a typical man Charlotte style battle inside out. We've seen a lot of what's happening now with green flag stops, Matt. You know this. It spreads the field out pretty well. You're not going to see these huge packs clobbed up together. You're pretty much going to just see kind of little clusters like this right here, racing, amongst each other.
Right.
It's one of these few tracks that you really kind of, to me, this is me, that you really just kind of race the track a lot. Sure, you can get in some battles right here, you're racing guys, but a lot of it, man, you're just trying to hit that mark, lap after lap.
Yeah, you just want to hang on, hit your marks, get it done, and don't make a mistake. That's the biggest.
Right, absolutely. You see Parker Collins, he's out there making none right now. I don't know who can stop this guy. I mean, Joshua Walters came in strong so far over the season, but Parker has taken over here as late. And keeps that up, he might end up taking over that points lead from Office. But you know, one thing about Office, he is staying very consistent. You see Mike Kelly right there too. Ross Tatum trying to come up on the inside of him. Actually, it's a lap car, excuse me, right there on the 15. You see Kelly hanging on the third and Ross Tatum a little bit further on back.
Just a little bit further on back as we're 54 on the board. And Joe, I'm going to have to step out of the booth for like 2 seconds.
Go ahead, man.
And I'll be right back.
All right, well, we got Jacob Grant right here hanging on. And Austin Coop, well, I tell you, I can't say enough about Austin. I wanted to see what he could do in a truck. I mean, he dominated. Man, he is bad fast when it comes to ARCA cars, folks. And he came in the truck and right there got a little bit loose. It's a different animal coming from that ARCA car. It's got a heck of a lot more downforce, a little less horsepower. Car feels very stable, very good. Getting his truck, it's got a little more horsepower. It still has a lot of downforce to it, but you can get this thing a lot looser, a lot quicker, man. He's going through the turns. And it's good to see Austin Coop out here racing. I saw him last week. He's up 11 spots. They're in 6th. And Ricky Harden's hanging on back there. Darren Staff got his pit stop done around 39. We were talking about pit stops earlier. Now I got to ask, and I'm going to say, is that Clore out there? The one that was talking? If it is, what do you feel the strategy is for Collins now? Because he pitted at 39. We're talking about that 45. But the thing is nobody went 45 laps. Most I seen was 42 or 41. So do you have to kind of just save on that last one here? Or do you save on this one here? I mean, you can see Joshua Altus. I'm going to say he's probably going to save. But if you're Collins in him and pitted on that 39, what do you do? I mean, you got a pretty good lead, 3 seconds. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he might stretch this to 45 laps. Pit this time, if you can. I don't know, what do you think out there, Clore, man? I'm going to kind of scratch your head a little bit and see if you got any clue on this one. But right now, it's all Collins in control. Altus 3 seconds back. No need to really probably push that car if he's going to save. Now it's time to save. Tatum in a little bit more of a hot seat right now because he's got Mike Kelly coming up on him. And Jacob Grant right there with him too. I'm with you on that one. Right now his lap times obviously was an 03 to an 02 to an 01. That's the top 3. They're all 32. 03, 02, 01. I mean, look at that. You don't get any better. Well, yeah, caution would definitely mess up all this that we're talking. Forget about that. I'd be like, wow, that puts a whole different, what is that? Monkey in the wrench in the monkey, or whatever way they want to say it. But
wrench in the monkey. I like that one.
yeah.
Wrench over the monkey's head.
Yeah, I mean that would mess it all up. But I mean Parker right now he's got a 3 second lead. And you don't get any more consistent between him and Altus and Collins. They just ran 11 and a 12. And they come across, look at that, a 17-18. 32-17, 32-8. Those two guys are dead even.
Yeah, third with 61
Never
on the board.
Yeah, you know about that, don't you, Clore, man? I mean, unfortunately on that one. Oh man, that was kind of bad. But you look right now, you don't get any more consistent. Tatum actually right now, he's the furthest back. He's got about 5 seconds. But the problem is he doesn't have that huge gap. I mean, Grant's right there on his back door. He's got Hardy and all them. So the top 2 guys are the ones that actually I think can save. And I was just talking here a minute ago, Matt, and I was asking Clore out there. Shane Clore actually races in one of the Next Gen series that I do, and a very fast driver out there. But I was asking him on what he thought on, since Collins did, and he was talking about the 45 pit strategy, which makes sense, splits it into 2. But Collins pitted at 39, Altus pitted at 40. They're going to have to go further than that if you want to make this another stop. So do you do it now, or do you do it in the last one I mean, right now, Collins and Altus both, I mean, there's a 3-second gap between them and a 3-second gap between Altus and Tatum. And you can just look at their lap times. I mean, the 30 32, they're running identical as opposed to Ross running a 46. So they are running about a tenth faster. Keep doing that. He's not going to be running a tenth faster, but they are running. So do you on this cycle save and go the 45 laps, the extra that's needed, and then run your normal one on that last one? Yeah, I know, Corey.
I don't know on that one, and my brain is going to overheat trying to do this pit strategy they're pulling here tonight. This is why I don't win races.
Me, I mean, sometimes, you get in a strategy like this. Obviously, a lot of guys just want to go flat out, but strategy is involved in racing too. And Clore did bring up a good point out there. Obviously, caution can mess up everything. That just throws everything out of whack then. But it's whether or not you want to push or, push hard or kind of save and whatnot, and to make up those extra laps. They can afford to actually save right now, him and Altus. The one that can't really afford to save too much because he's got Grant right there on him, or can't afford to save a lot. He can probably save a little bit depending on what they're doing, because he's got Harding and Grant is Ross Tatum. And he's still got Mike Kelly and then Evan Kinney, which is right there too, and Austin Coote. But I don't know, time will tell. Where we at right now? We're lap 64. They got to go. 40 would be 80. So Parker's going to, if he goes to lap 80, that right there would put him 41 laps. He would technically have to go about to lap 83. Mike Kelly's in early. Oh, wow. Okay, so Mike Kelly, with that right there, is he might be on a 3-stop with that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that there tells me Mike Kelly might have something up his sleeve. Now, if he might benefit by track position by doing that. We'll have to see if he can get far enough ahead. That's another thing we're going to think about. I don't think it'll work really well for the top two guys. I think they need to stay on the strategy that they're on. But for somebody like Kelly, who was dropping a little bit, maybe Darian Stab might want to think about that strategy here now too. That's definitely a 3-stop strategy, Mike Kelly.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He's back out too, so he had a really good fast pit stop, 14.77 and 40.90 total time. I love telling that total time there too, Matt. That's something I wish they'd do in real life on a lot of the broadcasts. I know they tell a lot of the pit time. I love telling the total pit time because it explains a lot of why sometimes a guy might have a faster pit stop, but yet the other guy that came in with him, it got ahead of him. It's all about that total time, and that total time meaning the time that it takes for them to get on pit road, do the pit stop, and get off pit road. And sometimes in between there, just because you might have a little bit faster pit stop, boom, and then obviously, we can always also see, some guys lose a lot on those too. So take, for instance, Parker Collins. Collins is one of the best on getting on pit road. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you that. Don't know how he does it, but he does it. His was a 39.98 total. Just to give you a reference to that, the fastest to that, the closest, was Austin Coote at a 40.02. Okay, most everyone else was a 40.7. That means Collins was almost a half second faster getting on and off pit road than most of the other guys. I mean, so that's fast.
That is lightning quick. He's almost like Lightning McQueen at this point.
Awesome strategy on and off pit road. Josh Walsh is definitely one about good. Knows how to really handle. Let's go a little further on back here. Running about 13th place spot. Got Eric Anderson running really good. Always like old Eric out there. Got the STP machine man week in and week out. Scott Simley right there too. Also Scott Smiley smiling around. Good to see him back too from his back injury. Who else we got back up? Bobby Mantle there. Logan Brecky. Ghost is on pit road. Probably because I don't know. I think he's going to have to come in one more time. Gerber's on pit road. White's on pit road. Yeah. These are some of the guys who came in around about 38, 39.
Yeah. But one thing I want to mention here, Joe.
What's that?
Just like the name Clinton proclaims, this has been a clean one here tonight.
Has to, man. I'll tell you what, Clean Racing League, check them out, cleanracingleague.com. Get you up to speed on all what's going on with the league, what's going on with everything, man, out there. Great sponsors here. Presented by Ghost Athletics, CRL Podcast. Check them out on Spotify and YouTube. Obviously, you can get the links there on cleanracingleague.com. And, get the schedule and whatnot. We have the ARCA race. It's on Wednesday nights, too. Definitely tune in for that. And a very good series that is happening there, too, as Ross Tatum is on pit road. That's one of the front runners. First one that's come down now with Austin Coop coming with him. So, starting to see a cycle of pit stops. And I think you'll see that from now to about lap 80. Because lap 80 puts them 20, 40, I don't know. They're going to have to go about 85. Clore, this might be a 3-stop race here. We might have missed this one all off.
We might have goofed this one. To
yeah, I mean, I'm sitting up here sounding like I'm a great mathematician. And next to I'm up here jumbling around. I mean,
me too.
Yeah, hey. Time will tell here. We're at lap 76. All just go on board with him. Ride around me. He's down in. If he clutches going in this turn, then I know he's going one stop. So let's watch when he goes in this turn. See what he does. He didn't clutch there. The truck is getting all loose though. He's fighting. You can see that. But he is not really saving fuel. But he definitely is hurting a little bit. You can see the truck getting a little bit slick. Yeah, and well, and I agree with you. A lot of times, that's what a lot of drivers want. They don't like saving. They don't like doing things. They want to drive and just go on. And that's their strategy. Now, the advantage that you have, too, Clore, is y'all on open setups, too. So a lot of variables there. These are all fixed setups. And, and I know it's a lot different at that point.
Yeah, fixed setups, man. They mix the game up. You're almost in IROC cars at that point.
Yeah. So a little bit, but more pit stops here. He would have to push this to about lap 85. I would say to even make this a one stop, at very minimum, lap 85. I mean, he pitted at lap 40. A lot of pit stops going on right now. Yeah, it is fixed. Yeah, it is fixed here. So, yeah, these are fixed. I mean, some good drivers out here. But yeah, it's a whole different ball game on that
good
fixed
drivers
setup,
that know what they're doing too, Joe. They're really good drivers.
So, and Clore, man, on the fixed setup, sometimes those setups tend to be a little bit on the tight side, so they are going to wear the tires out if you try to overdrive them a little bit too much. And this track, and that just answered our question about Parker Collins, and whoa, just see him come on pit road. I mean, just how he, at the last moment, slows it down and just comes on pit road.
As hard as he goes to do that, it's impressive.
It is. I mean, obviously he's going to get 4 tires and fuel. So he came in at lap 80. He did go about 2 laps more than he did last time. So he went about 41 laps this time. Yeah.
Yeah, about 41 on the math here.
Yeah. So he's going to get the 4 tires and fuel. So my question is now, this man, never mind, he's on pit road. Okay, well, I was going to say, was he going to save? That was my next question. We just talked about Parker Collins getting on pit road. Remember I talked about that full pit time? 39.87. He's faster than what he was last time. The closest guy to him on this pit cycle right now, I'm looking, is actually a 40.5 17, Lane Hostler. So that means he is still 0.3, roughly almost, faster off pit road than anyone else. And that's huge on track with green flag stops.
Yeah, that's huge. That's
Very huge. That's going to extend that lead quite a bit. I mean, that puts Altus in a really tough position because he just made his pit stop. And let's see where Joshua is right now. I can find him through all this mess going on here. Oh, here he is. His was a 40.60. That's over a second. He was already, 3.5 seconds back. Now he should probably be about 4 or 5 seconds back from Collins, maybe even more. Actually, it's showing right now he's 7 seconds back from Collins. So that just tells you how much time you lose with green flag stops.
It's really honestly wild how much time you do lose, man.
Yeah. I know the man's on the, pretty much everybody. I think everybody's got to pit one more time. I do not think you could go the distance. I don't see anybody stretching this thing. I mean, Ricky Hardin went 81 laps. Well, and obviously, Kenny went 82. Let me see where he's at right here. He's coming on pit. He went 82. He still would have to go 92, 02, 12, 22, 30. He'd have to go 50-some laps. We haven't seen it all night. Yeah.
Well, you would have to stretch it out a little bit. You'd have to grow some legs, if you will.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. No. So this one, turn out to one of the strategy games here tonight. You see the last guy coming on pit road, Matthew Dyer there. That's going to hand over the lead to Mike Kelly, which he does have a pretty good lead of about 2.5 seconds over Parker Collins. But Collins is going to have a little bit better tires, and obviously speed-wise, his last lap was a 30.79. And Kelly's 31.92. He's running over a second quicker.
Over a second quicker here, Joe. Just absolutely picking them up, weighing them down.
Bad fast times, all Collins. I mean, and
You bad man.
let me go up here and look really quick.
You bad man.
Collins, just to give y'all an idea just how bad of a guy that he is, he's won the last 2 races.
That is.
Yeah, so you're talking about this could be a 3-peat. We've only had 4 races. This is race number 5 of the season, by the way. Joshua Altus won the first 2. Okay? Parker Collins won the next 2. Collins is looking to be a 3-peat one here. So early in the season already, you're already seeing some of the guys, man, coming to the top of this thing. And Collins right now, as you can see, he's taking over the lead over Mike Kelly. He ran him down. Ross Tatum's right there, too. He might be able to run old Mike Kelly down. So, yeah, Clore, if you ain't got nothing to do, come on out here, man. Sign up for Clean Racing League. Get on these trucks, man. I'd like to see you out here. I know you're bad, fast, and I don't think you got to worry about lap traffic too much, by the way.
What do you think about the speed of these trucks here tonight, Joe?
Man, I'm loving it so far. I mean, it's momentum. I talked about Charlotte earlier, about how much this track is a momentum-style-based track. Atlanta last night, in that, even with them being open setups, was a huge momentum-based track, the way that track was laid out. And these 2 tracks are very similar designs with each other, Atlanta and Charlotte, along with Texas. They call them the cookie-cutter tracks, so to speak. But yeah, a lot of momentum has to be involved in a race like this, and some patience. And I will go on a limb, and what Clore mentioned out there, he just likes to go, don't want to save. The problem with tracks like this, even on the fixed setup, is it tends to favor the guys that know how to balance that saving and going. And right now you're seeing Collins being able to do that. Tatum being able to do it, along with Grant and Austin Coop being able to do it out there. Grant and Alta. So you're starting to see some of the guys that are able to do it. And then we talked about our pole sitter tonight. Ghost, he's been able to stay right up there, too, in the top 10. So he's been able to maintain his position. No, he's not been able to get back up to the front, but he's not falling all the way back to the back. So he's maintained. He's been able to hold that momentum and so forth. And that's just Charlotte in a nutshell. It really, you really just got to know how to feather it through this place.
Yeah, you got to really know how to work it, man.
I loved it. Now, again, this was the track when I raced. It was my second ever win, and I won them in the ARCA car. I won the trucks in Kentucky. That was my first ever win. But and something about the two tracks, and they go hand in hand. All about momentum and racing on things. Kentucky is one of those tracks where the tire management is huge, so it tends to be a little bit to a conservative style driving style, which is mine. This one here, I had to balance that a little bit. I couldn't be over conservative or I was going to lose a lot. Ground, you kind of see right here, man, Ricky Harding coming up too. But if you're over aggressive there again, you'll lose a lot of ground too. So kind of a double-edged sword in a nutshell. Caleb Smith made up 14 spots, going to move up there in the 10th place spot. So he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, you don't want to be over aggressive with it, man. That's not the ideal you want to go for. You got to kind of take care of your stuff, even though it's getting late in the going, right?
Absolutely. You know what the pit strategy you're on, and we've been all over the board with that one. I know somebody walks back and listens to it. Joe, what are you talking about? One stop, man. Well, I'm just going off what y'all were doing in the past, and two stop. Now I'm going to go off this. We definitely got probably going to do one more stop. Now the question on that one stop might bring up is, do we see a two-tire stop? If there's a caution within now and the time before they have to do that, maybe. But I don't know, because you're talking about going to a full, and Evan Kenny, he's threaded a needle right there to take that spot away from those guys.
Boy.
But you're already going to use up the one side, all those tires. Two tires, I don't know. That's a gamble. Maybe if we get a caution with 10 to go, you might do that. Evan Kenny coming through the field. Which, I mean, he was the last one pitting.
There's a lot of movement here with all this strategy, right? That really promotes movement.
And you hit the nail on the head with the word right there, strategy. There's a lot of different strategies here. You see Evan Kenny, he was the last one to come on pit road on that last one. You can kind of see it's helping him a little bit with those tires. Obviously not going to be able to catch him. He's 14 seconds behind Collins. He's not going to catch Collins. Even if he could catch Collins, by the time he does, it's going to be pit stop time again. And guess what? Collins is going to go and get fresh tires and just walk right back off. And that's what I'm talking about, where you got to balance that conservative and aggressive type feeling on the track. So right now, Kenny is looking good. He's in the top 10. He's up 11 spots. Austin Coop right up there, man, 6. Ricky Harding in front of them. We always talk about the 10th place spot being the Hornet's Nest. It still is. They got a good battle there with Curtis, man, and Caleb Smith. Ghost hanging on right there behind them. A little further on back, man. Lane Hostler, defending series champion here. On a track like this, it's kind of up and down for him. He's back in 16th right now. Some other notable names I'm trying to look through here, too. Darian Staff, unfortunately. Staff must have had a penalty on pit road, because he had a 56-second penalty.
Jeez almighty.
Pit stop, yeah. So, man, what a crush. But he was fast earlier on. That hurts.
There. That hurt bad.
It does. Real bad. The man that's not hurting right now is the man Parker Collins. Been out front. He's won the last 2 races, and so far, so good. Has been dominating. Joshua Altus right there in second. And he does have Ross Tatum closing in. I always say, what's that?
We are getting on in here. And, I got one thing to say on this is,
sure,
I don't think Joshua's out of this right now. Collins leading, but Joshua right there,
a
little bit speed too.
Look how loose that truck got on him.
Yeah, he got freaky deaky.
Tatum's right there on it. Well, no, Tatum's not on his back bumper. That's actually that's Ricky Harding that's on his back bumper. I think he's on the back bumper of the office. I'm trying to look. Who's behind him? It's not Ricky. It's the 26 machine. My bad. Lap down car either way. Oh, it's Joe Spinelli. Watch out. Well, his name's called Spinelli. Well, pit stops.
Spinelli.
So I think we're going to start seeing second round pit stops here. And we've been out there for a little bit. You know what? Joshua pitted at lap 80. So the question is, when do you come in on pit road now? Because you've got about, let's use Austin's here. He's 6 seconds back. In order for him to, does he short pit Collins?
Does he? That's the question.
I mean, well, what do you think?
34.
What do you think?
I mean, you got to, in my opinion.
I mean, he's going to have to do something drastic here, because if he goes green flag the rest of the way, Collins is just going to keep walking off. If he stays on the strategy he's been, from what I'm seeing, I mean, that last lap, Collins had an 06 to his 21, so it's not as even as it was before. Even with the one lap advantage of tires, Altus is still not. But if Altus maybe could get, see, I go back to what Clore said out there. Collins could be running that car to get far enough ahead, and if he gets far enough ahead, it won't matter what Altus does. He could have a 5-lap advantage of tires, and it's not going to matter, because that gap is going to be so much that he's going to run out of time for the end of the race. So I do go back to what maybe Clore said out there, running as hard as you can and try to get as far away as you can. And that's kind of what Collins looks like he's doing. His last lap was a 16 to Altus is 34. And it looks like Altus is kind of maybe saving to maybe try to stretch this one a little bit further. But I think at this point, he's losing too much ground. Just by doing the math. Now, obviously, sometimes the math messes you up.
Sometimes the math lies.
It does. It does. I like that, Clore.
But we'll see how that goes.
We will. I mean, just by looking at any of the strategies and all, I mean, he's 7.3 seconds back. That last lap was a little bit closer. It was a 21 to a, and Altus on pit road, so he short pitted him. Okay. Now what does Collins do? Does Collins go ahead and say, you know what, I missed out maybe a couple more laps here, which he could afford to. He had that 7-second lead. See, that's where he built that lead, where he probably could, Collins could afford to maybe stay out another 2, and right there is going to kind of hurt Altus. You saw him kind of hesitate going into his pit box. That little bit of bobble. And then, too, we got to bring up that other fact here, Matthew. Collins has been just a superstar on and off pit road all night. Except for Ricky Harding. Ricky Harding beat him that last time. He had a 39.72 to Collins' 39.87. Let's see what Altus is. Altus has not been able to get on and off. And I think that little bobble, you saw him get on his pit box, and that hurt his total time, 40.93. That is nowhere near what Collins has been got all night long. And he's got a 12-second lead over Harding. He could afford, Altus could afford to stay out, I'm going to say, for another probably 5 laps if he can. What do you think? Losing? Matthew might have stepped away. Well, I said he'd go a lot of 5 laps.
Sorry about that. My mic wouldn't give me up.
No.
I was about to say he was probably coming in, and then there you go.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he could afford to have stayed out, a few more laps. He had that lead. But I think it's strong, smart right here, because this is going to put him, 10,
Don't beat yourself.
20, 10, right around about the 30 mark total. I mean, on and off pit road, he's been a master tonight. And Ricky Harding's been there with him. Let's see what the total time is this time. That time a little bit slower, 40.22, so he didn't get in, maybe a little bit more careful, making sure he got everything right on that, because the penalty would have been a crusher on it, so definitely probably playing a little bit more safer that time, because we've seen a couple other 2 times he was right on the edge of getting in there.
He was on the edge of out of control.
Yeah. But still, Altus, just a reference, Altus was a 40.90 total time, so he still made up time. And I don't think, even with Harding out here, who had a very good entry and exit on pit road, that gap between them two is not going to be enough.
Well, right here, we're coming down to what, 25 to go?
Yep. Yeah, you see Harding's trying to push it. Obviously, a caution at this point. You help guys like Trask, Altus, and all that who have yet to make a pit stop. About 4 machines up front, you have to make a pit stop.
110 or 135 this time, man. I'll tell you what. Ricky there hanging on, but he'll have to hit pit road as well, correct?
He will, yes. Yeah. Top 5, Harding, Trask, Dyer. Let's see Dyer on pit road now. Miller and Brecky all have yet to pit. It's also showing Nathan Brown and Spinelli, but they're back in 7th and 8th. They're going to have to pit.
Right.
Siski and Stevens also. But your top runners, the top 3 right now, you have to pit. Then it swings back over to Parker Collins. Joshua Altus just took over Nathan Brown. The gap between Collins and Altus is 3.4. It's actually 4 seconds now. The problem is Collins has those newer tires just by a little bit, and I think they're going to play a huge factor coming towards the end of this one.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think that's going to be a big time factor.
Absolutely. You see Ricky's just trying to go as long as he possibly can. There's no way he makes it all the way. I think he's hoping for a caution. That's his. I think that's his only thing here. Because he's running 32.6s to 30.7 over Collins. And that's over 2. That's like 2 seconds. He's only 18 seconds ahead. The Collins theoretically would catch him before the end of the race, no matter what, at this pace. Even if Harding could make it all the way, he's still Collins 17 seconds back. He's got plenty of time, 22 to go, running the pace that he's running. Altus right now is the one who really needs a little bit of help, kind of falling ever so slightly. He ran a 31.14 to 30.93. Yeah. Still a good run, though. Still a good run.
And caution.
Wow.
Yellow's out.
Wow. Darian Staff. I mean, that played into Ricky Harding's hands. Staff loses it, gets up the track a little bit. Unfortunately, it looks like Danny White was there. Wow. Watch it one more time here.
Take a look here.
Staff had been struggling with that machine. He had yet to pit too. He was on way older tires, just lost it, got up the track and boom. Yeah, so let's kind of break down what maybe this caution's going to do at this point. Obviously, Harding, Trask, they're coming on pit road. If you're Collins and Altus, I think everybody comes on pit road. I think everybody does. I mean, you got another set of tires, why not? And it's still, what, 20 laps to go? Or it's going to be about 18 to go when you go back? Yeah, I thought so. Everybody's coming on pit road. Yeah, there's... Oh, Parker Collins, though. Or who was that? Is that Collins? No, it wasn't Collins. That was, who was that just spun in the wall up there? Another one looked like Collins.
Looked like him.
Yeah, it did. Who was that? That was. Well, I'm gonna have to. I don't like doing it, but we're gonna do it this way,
Do it.
and we're gonna slow it down and see who it was. It must have happened right behind him. Who was that? Well, oh, that was Dusty Martin. Hmm. Okay. No, it wasn't.
I need to go, Ricky. Ricky's on pit road. He still kind of caught a break with this caution, though.
It's the 15. I just saw the number. Sorry, folks. Trying to find who that car truck was this morning. Jamie LaRock.
19 to go.
No. It's a mystery. Who is it? Oh, that's Darian Staff. Flying by there like a madman, hitting the wall. Maybe a little frustration on his part.
So right here, Harden, Traz, all these guys.
Everybody
This
pitted.
caution really everybody pitted, but this mixed this up big time.
Now we'll get into it when we get on the restart, because it's something I want to bring up here, because Collins is now going to start in third place. You've got Jordan Trask, Ricky Harding, and everybody's on equal set of tires at this point. And it's go time now. You're not saving tires. You're not saving fuel. You will run, or now you're not really worried about burning anything up like we was talking about before. But lights off on the pace car. Pace car's in. We're going back green. Ricky Harding's going to bring them to the line. And what I was talking, that Parker Collins needs to clear Jordan Trask on this start. Man, they waited. He got a good clear. But what he wants to do is get around Harding as fast as he can and get out front. Harding's going to want to make that truck wide. The problem is it's not going to look like it. He goes up high for the block. Man, Collins is a tough guy to keep behind you.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard job. Not going to be. Oh, boy. And
right now,
Parker.
though, right now you running as hard as you can. The problem on that inside lane is you just don't have the bite. Collins has been bad fast all night long. He's on new tires. Here comes Mike Kelly. Joshua Altus getting trapped down there on the bottom with Jordan Trask. But, yeah, Collins got out front. Man, that's what the rest of the guys probably didn't want to see.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
But what a run here. So you got to be very careful, too. Sometimes, man, cautions breed cautions. And, you know, with the first, how these things are stacked up, everybody's got to be aggressive as they can. They'll bump it on the wall there with Jacob Grant.
And yeah, it's just going to be so hard to get back around one Parker Collins once he's got fresh air.
Yeah, he's got fresh air. I mean, dirty air we talked about, but they're three wide back here beating and banging, man. Tatum in the middle. Tatum way down there, 4-hole. They're wrecking.
Oh,
wow.
no.
Tatum
No.
involved. Who else, man? I think we got the 89. Let's go back and watch.
89 involved.
Benelli.
Everybody just kind of came together.
You see, Jacob bounced off the wall right there. And they were heading into the turn. Oh, it looks like Joshua got on the apron and the truck kind of jumped up the track. And he got right. It looks like it just, at that point, and then Tatum, man, he lost the rear, went down low to avoid it. Yeah, Grant bounced off the wall a little bit. Altus is probably didn't realize he was down there. Kind of slow-mo in here. They're 3 wide for the moment. Caleb went almost 4 wide. Oh, and Altus, man, just came up and got in the 28, and then from there, chain reaction. Wow. Caleb got involved. Joshua got involved. Oh, and hey, did Jordan Trask know where to go? Poor guy. He just got sandwiched.
Wow. 14 to go. Collins, Kelly, Ricky.
Now, Collins didn't want to see that. Yeah, Collins did, but Collins probably didn't want to see this caution because here's the thing: you still got one extra set of tires. We are seeing some guys in the back here come on pit road. Obviously, the top 10 did not, but if you're back in 15th, 20th spot, why not? Come and get the tires, and that's what it pretty much is. So that's really going to be the hot seat, I think, on this start, but I don't know. Collins, yeah, he's going to be able to control the field here. That's his one advantage. He's going to be the leader. I don't think he wanted to see this caution.
No, I don't think so either. At all. I don't think that's what you want.
Let's see what Kelly's got for him here. Ricky Harden. Has Kelly got anything? The Parker fans out there. What's up, Jay?
Parker, 13 to go.
Whew. Can he hang on to get 3 to go? 3 wins in a row.
Man, that is just 3 in a row. You can't beat that, right?
Yeah, that's a phenomenal performance this season. Not over with yet. I mean, anything can happen in Charlotte. It's been a good one tonight, and this is typical Charlotte style race here. You know, with the long green flag run, you get that one caution. The problem is that caution fell with only a few amount of laps left, everybody on the same amount of tires, and we know that restarts at this track are very aggressive, and by being aggressive tends to maybe pull out more cautions, and just kind of how these races kind of unfold a little bit. But Mike Kelly got anything for him? I don't know.
I don't think so. I just don't think so. I could be wrong.
He's going to have to drive it. He's going to have to drive it in the turn. If he can clear Harding, that's going to be the first task. You saw Collins and Harding on that last stop go pretty much together right there. I'll tell you, Matt, this is as nerve-wracking as the driver. Clore, what do you think out there, man? What was you doing this situation if you were Collins, or if you was Kelly?
This is absolutely nerve-wracking, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you are Kelly, I mean, obviously the first thing you got to do is hopefully anticipate the start and go with Collins and clear Harding as quick as you can and maybe challenge him in the turn 1 coming off turn 2. But Collins has been so good through those turns. Nonetheless, pace car's in. You can see Kelly trying to get up there, maybe get going. And
12 to go. Let's do it.
Green flag, and what? God, Kelly got a good jump with him.
Kelly gone.
He did. He got a good start with him. Now, you know, he got the first part over. Can he get, part 2? Can he get to that bumper, man, of Collins?
Oh, he's going to have to run hard off of 2, get in the grab, try to stay with him.
Oh, here he comes.
Halfway down the back, JoJo.
Yeah, and that's what he needs. He needs to get up there, man, and get Collins out of his comfort zone. Get on that back bumper, man. Rub it a little bit.
Yellow.
Out. Oh, this is kind of what happened. Justin Curtis, man, involved with this.
So
Let's see
hard.
what happened. Yeah, you can see, like you said, it's so hard, man. It's 2x2 back in the back, pack. Everybody trying to get what they can get early. Curtis right there. Oh, he just came down, man. Nowhere to go. And on the track. Oh, Fred's going, man, where'd you come from? He just took out Fred. Oh, Fred. Man, Fred out there just riding around minding his own business. Oh, go on, Curtis.
They, in the words of South Park, they killed Fred.
They did. They murdered him on the track. Oh, that's not how we want to talk about Fred. Good night. Well, you know, Kelly did what he needed to do on that restart. I don't think he wanted to see a caution because every caution, I think, at this point favors Collins. He gets the restart as the leader. Kelly did everything right on that restart there, and he was pushing to get to that back bumper. You're gonna have to get Collins out of his comfort zone of just riding. Make him abuse that truck a little bit. Maybe to the point, like I say, use those tires up. But the more the laps wind down on the caution here, the more it favors Collins up front. I ain't counting Kelly out yet. I ain't counting none of them out yet. Anything can happen.
I'm not either. I'm not counting anybody out here. Well, it's going to be 9 to go this time, buddy.
Yeah, and see, the more laps that go, the more laps, man, that are really going to favor Parker Collins. Don't take anything away from Ricky Hardin and Mike Kelly and any other guys right there behind him. But being the leader, you get to control the field. You know that, Matt. A lot of the folks out there know it. It's still just nerve-wracking as a driver, you know, because Kelly did what he had to do in that last restart.
Well, Kelly's going to have to do the same thing. Get to the back bumper and get him free. That's his only option.
And you're right. You're 100% right. He's going to have to first do what he did. You know, anticipate that start he did. He got clear of Harding. And then get to that back bumper and get Parker tight in a turn, wiggly or something coming out. You know, take that air off that spoiler. So we shall see. Time will tell here. Or do we get another caution?
What does happen here? That's the question.
I mean, you got guys in the back on some fresh tires, so they're going to try to make up all the ground they can. Every right to, man, to try to make up everything they can. But nonetheless, here we go. Lights off on the pace car. Clean Racing League here tonight. Charlotte, been an outstanding race. And you're going to see the pace car down the back stretch, man. I'm loving it so far. What we got out there? Collins loves to abuse his equipment. Well, tonight I will have to give him credit. He has been a master at saving his equipment and putting him out front. Now is the time to where he needs to probably abuse the equipment.
Now is go-go time.
Yeah, now is go-go. Yeah, I'm with you, man, Matt. Now is go-go time. You don't save. You're not nothing. Kelly and all the guys behind him, forget about it. If the truck washes up the track, gets loose, gets tight, so be it. At this point, you got to go. You can't be, conservative
here. Can't beat
here.
Around the drum here tonight, man.
Pace cars in. Here we go. And see Collins trying to anticipate a little bit. Kelly right there. Green flag. Oh, he spun the tires. And Kelly, the problem, he spun the tires on that start. Now that messed up Mike Kelly. That actually hurt Kelly more than it did anybody, and you can see it right there. Mike Kelly could not pass him before they got to the start. Wow.
Something wrong there for Kelly. Now 8 to go.
Yeah, that momentum, man, hurts, and it drops him all the way. But I mean, he knew that he probably he had to get that position back. Ricky Harding under fire, man. Jacob Grant, man, what a bounce back this would be for him. And a good run. Man, had to step away last season, but now finding himself back here in a good race here for Sackett. Just, man, on that restart, man, it looked like Collins either missed a gear or he spun the tires. watching the battle. I want to go back on the restart. I want to go back on that and just see. Watch again. It looked like he either missed a gear, didn't go in the right gear, or spun the tires a little bit. And Mike Kelly went. The problem is one of the rules is you can't pass the leader before the start-finish line. And Kelly knew that, and he had to give it back. And by the time he gave it back, it was just so much momentum. All the guys were coming at that point. See, right here, yeah, it's like he missed a gear or something and just didn't go. Maybe a little, anticipation. And then at that point, Kelly had to lift. And once he lifted, he was a sitting duck, and he knew it. And that's just good sportsmanship, I think, on Kelly's part. He knew it. He went.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, get out of the way. The other guys are coming hard. And right now, the battles for second, third, and fourth, man, right now it's heating up.
Yeah, Parker Collins already halfway checked out to Oklahoma here.
Yeah.
Coming to 4 to go.
Yeah, he is long gone, man. He's going from Carolina. Oh, wait a minute. We got trucks around.
Oh, no.
Caleb in the grass. Miller's in the grass. No caution
At the moment,
yet.
though, we're still green.
We are. You saw Daniel Miller right there. Kind of spun around. We saw that one live. So that's going to keep us green so far. Meanwhile, up front, it's still Collins leading. Harding, man, is taking the second place. Grant's right there with him. I think the big battle's happening right here. We're in about 7th place spot again.
I think, you're looking at Collins. He's just hoping that yellow flag does not fly over these next 2.5-ish laps here.
Yeah, and give these guys an opportunity to get back to his back bumper. I mean, because at this point right now, he is long gone. Coop's in a battle right now with Danny White, who got caught up in a wreck earlier on in this race, man, but has been able to bounce back. Lane Hostler there in the mix, too. Matthew Dyer. Man, these guys are mixing it up, man, big time around about the 7th, 8th, and 9th place spot.
2 laps to go. This time by, it's Parker Collins over Horton and then Grant. Your top 3. Can Collins get another one here, Joe?
Well, if he gets to the white flag, it's official. I always say, man, the whole field could wipe themselves out. Almost saw him right there, though. Derek Anderson had to get out of the throttle. But, yeah, if he makes it to this white flag and he's coming out of turn 4, he's got a substantial lead of almost 8/10. He crosses the line. White flag one more time for that man to make it 3 in a row.
Take him to Gapplebee's into turn 1. He'll roll it in the center. Car looking good on the bottom, Joe. Harden back there digging all it's worth. Just not enough here tonight.
Yeah, it is. You can see him. He's got a good gap right there. Ricky Harden is the gap. You can also see Jacob Grant not able to close in, but out of turn 4 for the final time. This man will make it 3 in a row here at the Clean Racing League. Parker Collins, and an outstanding performance tonight. Ricky Harden definitely giving him a good job, and Jacob Grant's there too. What a race, man, here at Charlotte. Man, I had a little bit of everything.
That had a little strategy, a little wrecking, a little mix-ups.
Yeah, we were
all we didn't have was Krispy Kreme donuts.
Absolutely, we had a full-on strategy going on early in the race, and then all of a sudden this thing turned into who knows going to win it, and wow, that's all I got to say. My hat's off to Jacob Grant there too, though, man. It's the best finish of Jacob Grant's here tonight.
Where's Waldo? All kinds of things.
Absolutely. Parker Collins, is anybody going to stop? I mean, Josh Walter said it true last week when I interviewed him. Can anybody stop him? I mean, he's been on a tear, and this is 3 in a row, but let's bring up third place man here. Let's get a word with him. Old Jacob Grant. Man, what an outstanding run by him tonight.
Grant top 3 here.
He's here.
All right, Mr. Grant, P3 here tonight, sir. What's your thoughts here overall?
It was a very long, brutal race on the tires and getting stuck in traffic and trying to get clean air and just working your way through traffic. It was tough. Glad we pulled out a P3 tonight. That I told you, Joe, I'd be up here soon talking to you. I finally starting to get my mojo back a little bit. I feel like if I could have got by Ricky, I may have had something for Parker there, but Parker was just ungodly fast tonight. He's really good and probably right now the best in the league. So kudos to him for winning, and hell of a run by Ricky on getting second place.
Well, man, how much was the dirty air factor back there in traffic here tonight, man?
If you didn't do it right, you're either getting put up in the fence or killing your right front, and having to offset your truck was a big key on my part on being able to finish where I finished and run where I ran all race. Was not running directly in behind somebody in a corner and running on the outside lane, and or running in the middle while they're running the bottom, or if they run the very top, then I run the middle, whatever. Try not to put my nose directly behind somebody. Unless there was somebody on my inside, then obviously you don't have no choice. But honestly, the biggest difference, or the biggest thing about dirty air tonight, was when somebody got underneath you. It just, then you were on the outside, it just made you way tight. And if they were on your tail end, it just made you really loose. So it was very tricky. You had a bunch of different factors with the car on how it handled throughout the entire race. And proud of everybody for keeping it clean for 112 laps, I think. So kudos to the Clean Racing League. That's why it's called that. And kudos to Chris Smith for putting on such a great league, and everybody who helps keep it afloat and running it and whatnot, and you guys for broadcasting.
All right, man, we can put in the show. Great job, P3 here tonight, Mr. Grant.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Like he said, man, Jacob Grant, man, he got back in the groove and got back up front here. But let's bring up this guy here, Ricky Harding, who had a outstanding run here too. Let's get a word with him. Got second place.
All righty, Mr. Ricky Harding, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
You're doing well, man. Well, you drove that truck for all it was worth, trying to catch that Toyota in front of you in the last few laps. Just not enough in that old Chevrolet tonight.
Well, you know, I knew I wasn't going to have anything for Parker. I ran long on that previous run, just hoping that we'd get a caution, because I was going to finish 5th or 6th, and I knew, I had no chance at a win or anything better. So I stayed out, ran it long, got lucky with the caution, which brought us up to the front. And I knew at that point it was pretty much a battle for second. So that's what we did, and we had a hell of a battle back there with Jacob.
Well, you did. You had a heck of a battle there, and I'll tell you what, overall, a P2 can't be too sad about that.
Not at all. It's great on the points. I know I'm probably going to miss a couple of weeks. I might be missing Bristol and definitely one more in there. And we got to get all the points we can get before the chase start to make sure we're in it.
Yeah, man, you got to get to the chase to win it, man. And what do you think of the chase system here?
Well, I love it. I'm not a big fan of the playoff and the rounds and that kind of thing. I think a chase system works perfect in a league like this. It gives you a chance to miss a race or two if you have to, if you got family obligations and that kind of thing. So it's good. It's going to be fun.
Well, yes, sir, man. Well, with a P2 here tonight, you're building that momentum, Ricky. I'm sure it won't be long before that Chevrolet sets in victory lane.
We'll certainly try to get it there. I got to thank all the boys at Alloy and Unacceptable Racing, Joe Spinelli, Jordan Trask. He had a good run tonight and fell back a little at the end. Thank you to the Lucis Fast podcast. Have a new episode dropping here in a couple of days. And thanks to simracingmerch.com, my lovely wife, Gail, for letting me get on here once a week and have a good time.
Yes, sir, man. Congratulations.
There you go, man. Ricky Harding, like you said, ran his heart out tonight, but this guy had the class of the field all night long. Parker, Joe White in the booth, got a copy.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Man, you had it figured out. We talked about fuel strategy. I went from 1 stop to 2 stop to 3 stop, and it ended up with cautions at the end. But the most important one I got asked on, though, it looked like on that last one there, did you spin the tires, miss the gear, or just miss going? Because it looked like the truck stumbled a little bit going on the start on that last restart.
Go back and look. I felt like, I felt like I held the same speed, RPM, whatever you want to call it, on that restart. And I don't know if Mike just mistimed it or what it was, but I mean, from my point of view, I felt like I did everything that I was supposed to do there, but I'll go back and look at it, but I'm not.
from our point, I mean, it just looked like it maybe stumbled. That's why it could be anything. And obviously, yes, I know the rule. You know, you can't pass for the start-finish line. That hurt him on that, but can't take away, man. You had a bad fast machine. At what point, though, pit strategy wise, I mean, was you thinking earlier on, like, okay, this could be a fuel mileage style game? Was you worried at any time about that?
No, not really. I kind of knew from the get go that for my race the best strategy was to do the 3-stop. You know, I ran it as long as I could, both the first 2 stops, and then I was kind of split it in half the last stop. I think I was planning on running 110. I think I pitted a little bit before that, but yeah, I knew that I could run long because I knew that we were a little bit better than everybody else on the long run, so we were able to stay out longer, and I knew that we were going to be able to catch them as the run went on. But yeah, super bad fast truck all night long. Huge shout out to all the Only Dads boys for everything they do. Superior for sponsoring the truck. I mean, this thing was a rocket ship tonight. It was super fast, super fun to drive. Yeah, I just felt like we were just a tick better than everybody else everywhere, and especially on the long run, we were just able to scoot away and save the tires really well. And obviously, you know, pit road was spot on all night as well. So just all around, really good race. Wish that caution hadn't come out. I mean, I was a little worried. I didn't really want to see that caution come out. I wanted to see it go green, but, you know, we ended up getting a really good restart, that first restart on Ricky, and we're able to put it on his outside coming off of turn 2, and then we're able to clear him off of 4. So that was really all we needed there. But yeah,
was you worried on the one after that? Because Mike Kelly was able to clear Ricky on that one, and he got to your bumper.
Yeah, I didn't know. I felt pretty good still. Obviously, you know, every single one of these guys is super good. Mike's definitely one of the best ones in the league, and you know, so anytime you see him or like a Ross Tatum or, you know, Jordan Trask behind you, you feel a little bit worried. But I figured that we were gonna be okay. You know, we won 3 races this season, so if it didn't work out to win a 4th, that'd been all right. I would have definitely taken a top 5, but man, especially after leading all those laps, you definitely want to win the race. So yeah, I was glad to kind of see the caution come back out. So, you know, we could kind of reset, and unfortunately he jumped the restart a little bit and got the flag. Otherwise, I think it would have been a really good finish.
Yeah, that is right. This is your 4th win. I've been talking all night that this would be your 3rd in a row win, but your last one was Watkins Glen. My bad on that one. I was looking at the last race winners, but still impressive nonetheless. Helps you in points. I know you and Altus now not winning your end, but how do you feel? I mean, it's still early, but how do you feel like, you know, now momentum wise taking you towards that playoffs as we do get closer?
Yeah, you just got to keep your foot on the gas. Definitely got to keep the momentum rolling. The winning your end was kind of cool to kind of like get to roll the dice a little bit more. You had more leeway to do more things if you did have that win, especially early on in the regular season. But you know, 1 or 2 bad races and you're sitting back. I'd be sitting back there with the guys in 12th in points and even further back than that. So you just got to keep your foot on the gas. So we'll keep going out here and trying to rack up some more wins. I know I'm going to miss the last regular season race at Talladega, going out of town for some training for work. So definitely got to, you know, keep building that points lead from the guys in 12th and keep racking up these playoff points to set ourselves up better for the playoffs.
Well, the one thing is you got these guys racking their brain on how to try to figure out to slow you down. That's the one thing I can see right now, because you bad fast week in and week out. You got anybody you want to thank for the win tonight, though?
Yeah, just again, all the Only Dads boys. Such a great group of guys. Can't thank them enough. Superior for coming on board, continued support. Some really awesome button boxes. I got one. Haven't got to set it up yet, but super high quality stuff. Go check them out on their Instagram. Go buy one of their button boxes. I just want to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Such a great show to go back and watch every single week. Chris and all the admins for putting on this great league once again. Just want to thank my friends and family watching, and as always, my beautiful wife.
Well, there you go, Parker Collins, man, bringing it home in a dominating fashion, folks. Let's look at the unofficial results order. Collins winning it here, and it does put his fourth win of the season. Sorry about that earlier of talking. I was looking at just the past winners and only showed 2 wins there. But, yeah, this puts him in win for the season. And really looking good points-wise there in himself. But Ricky Harding putting up a great show, coming in second. Jacob Grant, like he said, hey, got that first podium, got up here finally, man. So he's getting his wheels back underneath him and getting going. Got third. Jordan Trask finishing out fourth. Danny White, a good finish there in fifth. Dusty Martin with a good solid finish there after getting caught up a little bit earlier in some instances, but he got there. He got in sixth place. Austin Coop, good finish in seventh. Lane Hostler in 10th or in eighth. Scott Simley bouncing up to the ninth. Logan Breaking rounding out the top 10. Look through the rest of the field. I mean, Ghost still had a good solid night there in 12th. But most notably, you had some guys, man, Matthew, like Darian Stapp back in 21st. And then obviously Joshua also caught up in that huge wreck there. It got him way back. And then Mike Kelly falling all the way back to 32nd. So, you know, we talk about folks, man, who have a great night. Some also not so much, but can't take away, man. This was an exciting race.
Exciting night, fun night at Charlotte, and we get to do it all over again next week.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Charlotte, it brought about some great racing. That man right there dominated tonight, Parker Collins. But folks, for myself and everyone, I hope you enjoyed it here at the Clean Racing League. Everyone, have a good night.